Welcome back to the Board Business Channel. So we talk about the Apples and Googles and the big names in tech, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, the giants. Everybody knows them.
Right. But, and this is where things get really interesting, there's this whole world of companies quietly making all that tech magic happen that you never even hear about.
Like the crew behind the scenes on a movie, right? You don't see their faces, but the whole thing would fall apart without them.
That's it. And today, we are going to take a look at one of those unsung heroes.
Oh.
It's a company called Global Unichip, GUC for short.
Global Unichip? Okay.
I know. The name doesn't exactly scream Silicon Valley, but trust me, this company is doing some really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, not flashy gadgets or apps or any of that, but their work is literally at the heart of so much of the technology that we all use every day.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is Global Unichip?
Well, think of them as kind of like the master tailors of the chip world, you know? They don't make generic chips. They create custom designed chips for their clients. So like imagine a company that's developing like a cutting edge AI powered robot, right?
All right.
You can't just go and buy some, off-the-shelf chip that might sort of do what you need. You need a chip that's specifically designed to handle all the complex computations and data processing that your robot requires.
So they're like the chip whisperers. They can make a chip do anything you want.
Pretty much, yeah. And they handle everything from the initial design and specifications to the actual manufacturing process.
Wait, hold on. They manufacture the chips too. I thought that was all done in giant factories with robots and lasers.
Well, yeah, that's where things get even more interesting. GUC doesn't actually own those giant factories. They have a very special relationship with another company you might have heard of, TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company.
Oh, TSMC. Right. They're like the biggest chip maker in the world.
Yeah, yep. And get this, TSMC owns a big chunk of GUC, like 35%, and they're their sole wafer supplier.
So it's like GUC is the brains, right? Designing these incredible custom chips, and then TSMC is the brawn, bringing those designs to life with their manufacturing capabilities.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. It's a really strategic partnership that gives GUC access to the most advanced chip-making technology on the planet, and it ensures a stable supply chain. It's really a win-win for both companies.
Okay. So starting to see why GUC is such a hidden gem, what are some examples of what these custom chips actually do? Like what kind of clients are they working with?
Oh, well, think about it. Any company that needs a chip to power a specific function or a device is a potential client. We've already talked about AI robots, but it goes way beyond that. I mean, they work with companies in all sorts of industries: consumer electronics, automotive, healthcare, industrial equipment, even cryptocurrency mining.
Cryptocurrency mining.
Yeah. Remember those Bitcoin mining farms with rows and rows of computers, crunching numbers? Well, those computers need specialized chips to do all that processing efficiently. And guess who designs those chips?
GUC.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this company's everywhere. It's like they're the secret ingredient in all this tech we take for granted. So I got to ask, what's GUC's secret sauce? What makes them stand out from all the other companies out there?
Well, they've got a few things going for them. First, their close relationship with TSMC gives them a huge advantage in terms of, technology and manufacturing. They're always at the forefront of innovation, working with the latest and greatest chip-making processes.
So while other companies are trying to catch up, GUC is already 2 steps ahead.
Exactly. And on top of that, they have an amazing reputation for engineering expertise and customer service. I mean, they really work closely with their clients, to understand their needs. And then they design a chip that's tailored to those requirements.
It's not just about the technology, it's about the brains and the personalized service.
Yeah, absolutely. They take pride in being a one-stop shop for custom chip design and manufacturing. And get this, they have a no competition policy.
A no competition policy? What does that even mean?
They're not interested in competing with their clients or using their technology for their own products. Their sole focus is on their clients' success.
That's really interesting. So it's like they're saying, we're here to help you be the best, not to steal your thunder.
Yeah, exactly. And that builds a lot of trust and loyalty in the industry.
Okay, I'm sold. GUC is officially on my radar now. But what does the future hold for them? Where do they go from here?
Well, that's the exciting part, right? They are so well positioned to really capitalize on some of the biggest tech trends happening right now. I mean, think AI, machine learning, high performance computing, Internet of Things, all of that stuff.
All relies on chips, right?
Yeah.
Powerful, specialized chips.
Ex-
And GUC is right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
So it's like the little engine that could, right? Chugging along, powering all of these huge technological advances. But hold on, I have a question. If they're designing chips for such a wide range of industries, doesn't that mean they need to be experts in everything?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's one of the things that makes GUC so unique. They've built this incredible team of engineers and designers with expertise in all these different areas. So whether a client needs a chip for like a self-driving car or a medical device or even a cryptocurrency mining rig, they've got the talent in-house to do it.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It's like they've got a brain trust for every possible tech scenario. But let's go back to TSMC for a second. We've talked about how important that relationship is. But how does it actually work in practice? Is it a very formal partnership, or is it more, hey, let's grab coffee and talk about chips?
Well, it's definitely a strategic partnership, but there's also a lot of trust and mutual respect there. Remember, TSMC isn't just a manufacturer. They're also a shareholder. So they really have a vested interest in seeing GUC succeed.
Oh, okay. So it's like they're both on the same team. They're working towards that same goal. But there must be some, pretty intense conversations sometimes, right? When GUC comes up with some ambitious design and TSMC has to figure out how to make the thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's a constant back and forth, Between the designers and the manufacturing folks, GUC pushes the boundaries of what's possible, and TSMC has to, figure out how to bring those designs to life.
Using their processes and all their equipment, yeah.
Exactly. It's really like this high-stakes game of technological leapfrog.
And at the end, you've got a chip that's faster and more powerful than anything else out there. It's like the ultimate power couple of the semiconductor world. Okay, but let's not forget about their secret weapon. What was it?
The no competition policy.
Right.
That's what really sets them apart. If you're a company and you're developing some brand new product, you don't want to have to worry about the company that's designing your chip, turning around and becoming your competitor.
That's like going to a tailor to get a custom suit made, and they take your measurements and then open their own clothing line.
Exactly.
That's brutal.
But with GUC, you know that they're focused on your success. They don't want to use your ideas or your technology to create their own products. They're all about empowering their clients.
It's like they're the ultimate enablers, the silent partners helping other companies achieve their dreams. And I bet that's earned them some pretty loyal clients.
Oh, absolutely. In the tech world, trust is everything. And GUC has really built up this reputation of being a reliable, innovative, trustworthy partner. They're not just chasing the next big thing. They're building these long-term relationships.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about their design capabilities, the relationship with TSMC, the no competition policy. What about their own intellectual property? Have they developed any patents or technologies themselves?
They do. In fact, their IP portfolio is a big part of what gives them a competitive edge. They've developed all sorts of specialized, technologies and design solutions over the years that they can leverage for their clients' projects.
It's like having a secret stash of tech magic tricks.
Exactly. And they're constantly investing in research and development so that they can stay ahead of the curve. So, they're not just a design house, they're an innovation powerhouse.
Yeah. Okay, so we've established that GUC is a pretty remarkable company. But let's bring it back to our listeners for a second. Why should they care about GUC? How does any of this impact their lives?
Well, just think about all the technology that you use on a daily basis. Your smartphone, your laptop, your car, your smart home devices. Chances are there's a GUC design chip in there somewhere, quietly working, making it all happen. They're like the invisible force behind so much of the modern world.
It's true. While we might not see the name GUC on the box, their fingerprints are all over the technology that shapes our lives. Like, they're the unsung heroes of the tech revolution.
I like that, the unsung heroes. And here's the thing. As technology keeps advancing, the demand for custom-designed chips is only going to grow.
So that means GUC is in the perfect position to ride that wave.
Nice.
Okay, I'm officially convinced. Global Unichip, definitely a company to watch. But one last question. We've talked a lot about their strengths, But what are some of the challenges they face? What are some of the obstacles they need to overcome to continue to be successful?
Well, like any company in tech, it's a fast-paced world. There are definitely challenges.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? What kind of hurdles does GGC face?
Well, first off, there's just keeping up with the constantly evolving landscape of technology. I mean, things are changing so fast in the semiconductor world.
They're like trying to hit a moving target.
Exactly. And that means that GUC has to be constantly innovating and putting money into research and development and really making sure that they're ahead of the curve.
So it's not enough to just be good. They've got to be great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that takes, attracting and retaining really, really smart people. And that can be tough in such a competitive industry.
Yeah, everybody wants to hire the best, right?
Oh, yeah. And let's not forget about the global landscape. I mean, the semiconductor industry is so influenced by geopolitics and trade tensions and all these other things.
It's hard to predict what's going to happen.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So GUC has to be able to kind of navigate those complexities and make smart decisions that are going to make sure that they're, going to be around for the long haul.
So it's more than just the technology, it's understanding the business.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the issue of scale. As the demand for custom chips grows, they have to be able to handle that, that increased volume without sacrificing quality.
It's like baking a cake for your friends, and then suddenly you've got to bake for the whole town.
That's a good analogy. Yeah. And it's a challenge a lot of companies face when they start growing. How do you get bigger but stay true to who you are?
Right. It's a balancing act. But if any company can handle it, I think GUC can. I mean, they've shown that they're adaptable and creative, and they're tough.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've got a great track record and a good vision for the future.
Yeah.
But it's good to remember that it's not going to be easy.
No, nothing worth doing is. And speaking of exciting things, I know my friend Steve, the executive director of the Arizona Taiwan office, he's doing some really cool stuff connecting those two tech hubs.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So maybe we'll get him on the show sometime.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We've really taken a deep dive into the world of Global Unichip, a company that's quietly but powerfully influencing the future of technology.
Yeah, you may not know the name, but their work is everywhere.
It is. From robots to those cryptocurrency mining rigs, GUC is really leaving its mark.
Absolutely. And their partnership with TSMC and their unique no competition policy and just their commitment to doing things the right way, I think all points to, a bright future.
A bright future indeed. So keep an eye on this company, folks. You might be surprised by how much of an impact they have on your life. It's been great exploring Global Unichip with you.
Yeah, it has.
And a big thanks to all of you for joining us here at the Board of Business channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.